Last night, while most people were scrolling endlessly on their phones, one man in my neighborhood was outside in the cool evening air planting mango trees. He told me he had been doing this for years because he knew that one day those trees would give him shade and fruit. Everyone else thinks he is wasting time, but in a few short years, he will sit under his own trees while others still buy fruit at the market. Financial freedom works the same way. It is not a lottery ticket you stumble upon. It is a seed you plant and water every day until it grows. Jim Rohn used to say, "You cannot change the seasons, but you can change yourself." Today, I want to show you 10 seeds you can plant right now so that in a few years, you sit under your own tree of financial freedom. As you listen, imagine your own life in these stories. The first seed is your mindset about money. A friend of mine named Daniel used to believe that money was evil and that wanting more of it made you greedy. He worked hard but spent everything he earned because deep down he thought saving meant he was selfish. When he finally shifted his thinking and started seeing money as a tool for freedom and impact, he started saving just 10% of every income, no matter how small. In 3 years, he had saved enough to start a small printing business, which now gives him more income than his day job. Jim Rohn always said you cannot change your bank account until you change your philosophy. If your mindset is scarcity-driven, you will sabotage yourself. If your mindset is growth-driven, you will start building systems that help you grow. The second seed is to increase your value, not just your wage. Most people wait for their boss to give them a raise, but Jim Rohn said you get paid for the value you bring to the marketplace, not for the time you spend there. Think about a barber in your town who charges the equivalent of $3 a haircut and another barber who charges $10. Same time, same city, different pay. Why? The second barber has learned modern styles, invested in a clean shop, and built a loyal client base. I remember when I was a student, I offered to design posters for a local gym. At first, I earned only enough for my transport, but as I learned more about branding and digital marketing, my work helped the gym double its membership, and they started paying me 5 times more. Increase your value, and your income will follow. The third seed is to live below your means while you grow your means. This is not glamorous, but it is powerful. I know a young couple who earn the equivalent of $500 a month. Instead of renting a flashy apartment and buying the latest phones, they chose a modest place and kept using their old devices. In 2 years, they had saved enough to buy a plot of land. By the time their friends were still complaining about rent, they had started building a small house. Jim Rohn said discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. Living below your means now is the discipline that saves you the ton of regret later. Fourth seed is to create multiple streams of income. Relying on one salary or one client is like balancing on one leg. Sooner or later you will fall. Jim Rohn often said wages will make you a living, but profits can make you a fortune. I met a teacher who used to earn about $200 a month. She started selling healthy snacks to her students' parents after school. That side business now gives her 3 times her salary. Do not wait until you are rich to diversify. Start small, start with what you know. The point is to create options for yourself. The fifth seed is to build skills, not just collect certificates. Formal education can make you a living, but self-education can make you a fortune. One of my classmates graduated with good grades, but could not find a job for 2 years. Another classmate learned coding online while still in school. He now builds websites for clients worldwide and earns more than many managers. In a world changing this fast, your skills are your security. Learn sales, learn digital marketing, learn public speaking, learn how money works. These are the skills that multiply your opportunities. The sixth seed is your network. Jim Rohn famously said you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you hang around people who complain about the economy, you will complain too. If you hang around people who are building businesses, you will start thinking in solutions. I used to meet with friends who loved to debate politics, but did nothing about their own lives. I started joining a small business club where people discussed investments and opportunities instead. Within months, my ideas changed. Soon after, I made my first small investment. Who you are with shapes who you become. The seventh seed is habits, not events. Most people wait for a big break or a miracle, but wealth is built on small daily actions. A friend of mine saved the equivalent of $1 a day in a jar for a whole year. By the end of the year, she had over $300. She used it to start a small cosmetics business which now supports her family. It was not a lottery win. It was a habit. Jim Rohn taught that success is a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Ask yourself what small money habit you can start today and stick with for the next year. The eighth seed is delayed gratification. This is the ability to say no now so you can say yes later. There is a story of a young man who wanted to buy a motorcycle for about $1,000. Instead, he invested that money in importing phone accessories. In 1 year, his capital doubled. In 2 years, he bought a car cash. Meanwhile, his friends who bought motorcycles were still struggling to pay for fuel and repairs. Financial freedom belongs to those who can wait. The sooner you practice delaying gratification, the sooner you can enjoy real freedom. The ninth seed is giving and service. This sounds counterintuitive, but Jim Rohn believed that providing value to others creates opportunities for you. I know a designer who started offering free branding tips to small businesses on social media. People saw his generosity and started hiring him for paid work. Another friend volunteers teaching financial literacy at a community center. Through that, he met an investor who later funded his business. When you give time, knowledge, or help without expecting immediate payback, you plant seeds that often return multiplied. The 10th seed is a clear vision of your financial future. Most people drift because they have no picture of where they want to go. Jim Rohn said, if you do not design your own life plan, chances are you will fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. Take a notebook and write down what financial freedom means to you. Is it living without debt? Is it owning a business? Is it sending your children to good schools? Be specific. A friend of mine wrote down that he wanted to be debt-free by 2025 and own a small rental property. Every decision he made aligned with that goal. By 2024, he had cleared his debts and bought his first rental. Clarity pulls you forward. Let me tie all these together with one more story. A few years ago, I met a man named Samuel at a workshop. He was an accountant earning about $300 a month. He had no savings and plenty of debts, but he started applying these principles one by one. He changed his mindset about money. He started learning new skills. He saved 10% of every income, no matter how small. He lived below his means. He began a small side business selling stationery. He surrounded himself with positive people. He practiced daily habits like tracking his expenses. He delayed gratification by postponing a new phone purchase. He gave free accounting tips online which attracted new clients. And he wrote down his vision of being financially free within 5 years. Today, exactly 5 years later, Samuel runs his own accounting firm and earns more than 10 times his former salary. He owns a car and a piece of land and has no debts. This is not magic, this is focus. You might be thinking this sounds too simple, but that is the secret. Most people want a complicated secret formula. In reality, financial freedom is built on simple disciplines practiced consistently. Change your mindset, increase your value, live below your means, create multiple income streams, learn skills, build your network, build habits, delay gratification, give and serve, hold a clear vision. These 10 seeds are not glamorous, but they work. Jim Rohn's life proved it. And the lives of ordinary people around you prove it every day. So as you finish listening to this, do not just nod your head and move on. Pick one thing from this list you can start doing today. Maybe it is saving 10%. Maybe it is learning a skill online. Maybe it is writing down your vision. Whatever it is, do it now, because every day you wait is another day you remain stuck. The sooner you start focusing on these seeds, the sooner you will taste the freedom you dream about. Remember, financial freedom is not a tree you find. It is a tree you plant.